Hello guys, welcome back again to our channel. Guys, I'm here again today with another cooking video. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you how I prepare my delicious Nigeria jollof rice. So keep watching. So to prepare this, you need some tomatoes. You can use canned tomatoes, you can use fresh tomatoes, but for this particular one I'm using fresh tomatoes. And I have some red bell pepper here, and I'm also using some scotch bonnet pepper and 3 medium-sized onions. I'm going to be blending this together. I'm going to be blending them all together. So here is the rice I'm going to be using for this jollof rice. This is short rice. So I have my sliced onions here. I slice the red and the white onions. You can slice either of them or you can mix them as well. So here I have the turkey. This is the turkey I'm going to be using. I'm going to be seasoning it with 3 bay leaf, thyme. I'm going to add some thyme to it. I'm not measuring this. You can add with your wisdom, Here I'm adding some curry, and I'm also going ahead to add some oregano. So I will also be adding 2 seasoning cubes and salt. I also added some grinded garlic and ginger. That is totally optional, but I didn't record it, and I add this one scotch bonnet pepper just to make it spicy, because I like to feel that spiciness even in my meat. So you add your onions. I add that off camera. This is after a few minutes, so you have to cook your meat till you think is good enough for you. Here is the red bell pepper, the tomatoes and the onions I showed you earlier, so you can see it's all clean. And here is after blending them together. I'm going to be boiling them to make sure that water, that excess water, that excess water reduced. So I'll just cover it and boil it. And here is after boiling my meat, my turkey. So I'm just going ahead to remove the water. I'm sieving out all those debts, like those things, those particles you use in cooking them. So I just need just the water to be clean. And here is after frying it. I fry my turkey. So right now I'll go ahead and pour in the rice inside the pot, then because I'm going to be parboiling the rice. You can also wash yours with hot water, that is optional, but I just feel parboiling it will remove all the whole starch. So after that, I'll just put another pot on the fire, adding my oil. So when the oil is heated up, I'll just go ahead and add in my sliced onions. The sliced onions I showed you guys earlier, and I'll go ahead and add 3 bay leaf, then add some thyme, add some curry, add seasoning cube. I think I did show you guys this earlier. So this is sweet tomatoes. If you are living in Spain, you can get this from Mercadona. I got this particular one from Mercadona, or you can use the normal Nigeria tin tomatoes, Derica, or whichever one you prefer. So I'm going to be using this particular tin tomatoes. So after adding in the tin tomatoes, I'll just leave it for some minutes to cook together. So after some minutes, I'll just go ahead and add my blended tomatoes, red bell pepper, onions, and the pepper. So you can see it has reduced in size because we have boiled out the excess water. So after adding that, I'll just give it a good stir and leave it to cook. While the tomatoes is cooking, you need to be checking it and stirring it from time to time to avoid it from getting burnt. Yeah, so after some minutes, I'll go ahead and add in my stock, my meat stock. Yeah, after adding in the meat stock, you have to stir it and check for your seasonings at this point. So I checked for mine was okay, so I just leave it a little more to cook. Yeah. After some minutes, so I'll just go ahead and add in my parboiled rice, then add it in and stir it very well, give it a good stir and add some water if needed. Yeah, you need to check first before you add water. So I stirred mine and I needed some water so to cook it, some water to cook it. Yeah, and you don't need a lot of water while cooking your jollof because you don't want it to be soaky. So I add in some water, stir it together and cover it to cook and reduce the heat of your gas or your stove, so you don't want your jollof rice to be getting burned. So I just leave mine for a few minutes to cook and I came back. It's not really soft yet, but at this point I just add in some onions and some butter. I like it in jollof. Yeah, so after adding that, I'll just reduce the stove very well and cover it for some minutes. Then your jollof rice is absolutely ready.